Come back to me. Oh, what's up, everybody? Billy Tucci here. What's going on? Turn this light off too much. What is happening, everybody? I hope you guys are having a good time. Hope you're enjoying your Thursday evening. I'm here getting ready. We're doing some drawing, getting some breakdowns done before I leave tomorrow morning. I have a 6 a.m. flight to Albuquerque for the great Albuquerque Comic Con. So excited to see my bro, Jim Burleson, and of course my compadre, my cabron, James Sanchez. So we're looking forward to that. Seeing you guys there. I will be there all weekend. I've got a 6:10 a.m. flight. But, you know, it is what it is, right? But I'll be back and be at the show. So I'm working on some breakdowns now. I got some nice DMs and people like that. And they wanted to see me do a little more. And here's one. See? Oh, behave. I don't know if we can release that one, but let's just put that one down. And here's another page I'm working on. So funny, I have different types of paper, and and I just grab whatever. I've got these nice, this is a nice Xerox paper. Then of course I've got this, which is not so nice Xerox paper. It's kind of a yellow paper. I don't even know where the hell that came from. And then of course I have another set here, which is lined by my buddy who's a printer. So anyway, so I'm working on that. Got to get those bad boys done. And that's really it. So join me. Oh, I got to get my MacBook. Let me get my MacBook because I have to draw a house now. And here's Anna's daughter, Hotaru. Oh, this is nice. It's a 2H? Wow. Oh, it's not a 2H. It says it's a 2H, but this is pretty soft. So, doing a little bit of design motifs as I do. If you see, we're bringing back the old classic storytelling tool. It's add a little Art Nouveau, Japanese, Asian style panel border breakups. And what that does is I'll take that, and then that will leads the reader's eye subliminally to, I think I'm going to move me down. Let me move the shot down, the hero shot. Let's move that down. Because that'll make it. Again, it's a little distorted the way the camera is, but trust me, the art's nice. It'll be nice. It's just the angle that you guys are looking at isn't really up to snuff. But so there's a 4-paneled page, and we're gonna see Anna's home in Brooklyn here, and then we introduce Hotaru. Her daughter Hotaru will be here, and if you said, drew a little arrow here, with grandfather Yoshitora, and how they're just pals. And so I might even bring this down a little bit to show the house a little better. No, I can't, because then that's awkward, leaving that white space there. So basically, this is the process. So I drew this real rough, and of course they are just roughs. And but once they're all cleaned up, they'll be inked. You'll see the pages by myself and my artist partner, Ricardo Silva, and it's going to be coming along nice. Hey, you guys are. What's up, Victor Thomas, El Gargoyle, JP, what's up, Jay? Good to see you, buddy. That art will be nice. Is not into. Oh, thank you, GK1. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. And tonight on Crowdfunding Comics, we will be streaming live on both our YouTube channel, Niall Scala and I, with J.C. Vaughn, the vice president of Gemstone Publishing, and our guest will be the one, the only Jimmy Palmiotti, to promote his Kickstarter, which is live right now for Creator-Owned Heroes. Great it's a digital compilation with Robert Kirkman, Darwin Cook, Paul Pope. Jimmy, Amanda, oh man, I think Garth Ennis might be there. He's got a great list, and we'll be highlighting that and talking all about that this evening. And please support Jimmy. He's one of the best. He'll take the shirt off his back to help anybody, and you'll get your money's worth as well. So, and I hope you guys can support it. And speaking of that, if you guys wouldn't mind supporting us, There, our Indiegogo is still live. We are in demand mode. We are closing in on $140,000 for the campaign. The total No Fan Left Behind returns for the campaign are now at $139,700. And thank you guys. Thank you all. We're all working so hard on this book. Every aspect of it. Debbie is ordering the stretch goals. The rewards have started to come in. Some of them already, and we're looking forward to getting you guys this book. Again, we're all hard at work. I'll be giving you. I'm probably not going to share the actual pages. Just because I think you guys should wait to see when the pages come out. Maybe one or two. But I think a breakdowns, roughs aren't so bad. And you'll get an idea of what the book will be like. And this is Hotaru, Anna's daughter. I'm giving her some good eyebrows, some good eyebrows like my wife has. My wife has great eyebrows. So she had great eyebrows, and she had chemo, but she still has good eyebrows. But not like, let's see, I got a message. Let's see who's texting me in case I'm doing something wrong here. Let me check my text messages. I gotta get these kids dinner. What is that? Whoopsie. Sounds good, James Sanchez. I'm gonna unplug my iPad, guys. Hang on a second. Okay. I need my reference to draw this house. That. So that's all over here. So I hope everyone's doing well. Clayton Murray, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you as always, bro. Let's close all this out. So right now she is, and I think this is Tampa's. I think it's Tampa's thing. She right now for the top Indiegogo comic book projects for what happened? What did I do? Did I lose my... Let's close this out. Did I lose my chat? Go to chat. Open in browser. What happened? I somehow touched something. I closed the darn chat. I'm just going to add that little thing in again. PCs are so difficult. Paste. All right, so I'm adding that to the chat. Okay, everything looks fine here. Great, Jay. Thank you, bro. Let's minimize that. Move it over. Okay. I don't know where all the I lost the chats, guys. I'm sorry. I hit something. But anyway, she right now, we are standing on the top Indiegogo comic book projects from 2018 to the current. She is now at number 20. We broke the top 20. If you add our No Fan Left Behind campaign with our Kickstarter numbers, I think we're number, let me see. This is a little old. I think we're number 11. So we're number 11. I think we're number 11. I think. I'm not sure. Gene Chapman, what's up, Stender? Good to see you, bro. So thank you all, each and every one of you. We've got big news coming next week. I wrote the updates. I wrote a press release. The press release will go out tomorrow to all of our backers, all the people I met at comic book conventions, and the updates, the Indiegogo and Kickstarter updates will go to all of our backers this evening. I'm just waiting for Debbie to check it. It's giving a hint on two new. I guess it's really a fan appreciation. We're appreciating you. And we're getting a lot of requests for a book that we did that sold out. And we're going to offer it exclusively to our Indiegogo backers. And, of course, our Kickstarter backers can go on Indiegogo and they can get it as well. We hit our $75,000 stretch goal. We're closing in on $70,000 now. Again, we're $300 away from $70,000. We hit $75,000. All our Kickstarter backers get that as well. So all you guys are going to get both backers... teams get that. Let me change this channel. Sorry. Islanders are playing the Rangers tonight, so big game and let's just do that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me go in OBS and see if you guys are following me. Good. Okay, so you can see that. So that's that. So we have our IndieGoGo is now at 69,000. I think it's 69,700. So we are just shy of $70,000. We're closing in on that. I think it's got to check it if I added that in the thing, but we're also closing in on $140,000 total for No Fan Left Behind. We will be announcing next week 2 new rewards, 2 new books. Exclusively for IndieGoGo, but of course our Kickstarter backers, you guys can go on IndieGoGo, you guys can order that in demand mode as a thank you from us to all of you. And we'll also be announcing our $75,000 stretch goal. We hit $75,000 on IndieGoGo. Of course, all of our Kickstarter backers get that as well. Following that, and then, I don't know, we're getting up, I'm so into the book. We're so, we're all working hard at the book. I don't know if we'll do another stretch goal. I guess we'll do a $100,000 stretch goal, and that'll be something really super. And I just can't imagine making $170,000 on this book, but we'll add it up there. So if we hit 75,000, we'll add the 25, we'll add the 75, and then we'll see how that works before we close it completely. Right now, IndieGoGo is still in demand mode. It will be for a few more weeks or maybe another month or so. Until we can finish and get the book done. And once the book is done at the printer, we get our numbers, we get our print orders, then we'll close it. But for now, that's what we got going on. It's a lot of fun. I had a great writers meeting with Stephen Peros and our editor JC Vaughn last night. A lot of great stuff. We're changing things up as you do, and but this will lead into Hotaru because it's sort of a cliffhanger. A bit of a cliffhanger at the end of Return of the Warrior, and you're going to want to see what happens in Hotaru, the follow-up, which we will launch in April, that campaign. So, life is good, everybody. Life is good. Let me see where my chat is. There it is. There's my chat. There's all our friends. All right. Rock on, Bill McCrae. JP have been contracted to play all of net. I know. They have been contracted. I heard that there's the New York Islanders, oh, you don't like cliffhangers, Victoria? We had to make it a cliffhanger. We had to. So, but it's good. It's good. You get a lot of things are answered, but there is a cliffhanger. I'm sorry. I love cliffhangers. So, I apologize for that. Mogwai, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Contacted, yes. Hopefully all the New York Islander games will be at the Nassau Coliseum this year. So... all right, so let's get my reference here. Boom. Throw that in there. Japanese house. Oh, no. Trying to find the house that I have Anna in. Huge folder of property photos. Is that it? Nope. That is the house, though, but that's a different angle of it. Let's see. Here it is. Oh, I broke them down to pages. No, that's the Botanic Gardens. Oh well, I'm talking to myself. So, come on, Jiminy Crickets. Where is it? Where's the house? My son is screaming downstairs. I have to get these guys something to eat. Debbie's my darling wife is at her sister's house watching Lauren's babies. My sister-in-law Lauren, who many of you guys know from the comic book convention and stuff. Her and her husband Paul just had their 3rd baby, a beautiful, perfectly healthy baby boy. Brody Drew and baby and mama are doing just fine. So another thing I do, if you guys care to notice, is that I do also do these things. So if you notice here, I will do these little Asian motifs to connect pages, to connect panels, I mean. And it's a nice way for your eye to subliminally just follow the story. And it'll spin like this and go into that. I can show you another one I did yesterday. Let me grab that. So here's one from yesterday. And I started to do that. Yeah, see? And if you look in the pages here, I don't want to give away too much, but you will see the little connectors. I should have done these far better, the connectors. Have this one going here, right? And then, of course, this will go to that. And then these will go to that, etc., etc. So, that, if you guys joined me yesterday, you saw this is what I was working on yesterday. And so, kind of fun. I'm adding that here today. And all is good. All is good. Let's see, home. If I Google home or house. House. So I have to finish this tonight. We have Jimmy Palmiotti coming on board Jimmy's going to be our guest tonight on Crowdfunding Comics, and we will be doing a stream not only on YouTube but also on Facebook tonight through crowdfunding at the Crowdfunding Comics website. So if you guys could join us for that, that would be great. So Jimmy's our guest. We have our guest host J.C. Vaughn, the vice president of Gemstone Publishing, and also the editor for Return of the Warrior. Jeff, of course, is a fantastic creator in his own right and writer. So we're honored to have Jeff join us, and we might even have another special friend of Jimmy as a guest host. And she's awesome, and she's a lot of fun. We'll just see if she's busy or not. Where the devil is this house? I'll find the house. Oh, I'll do Brooklyn, because Anna lives in Brooklyn. I know I saved this. I found a beautiful home in Brooklyn. Modest home. That will be... Here it is. Found it. Tally-ho. All right. So there's the house. So I have to draw the house. And that'll be Anna's house. So, so that's that. Let's see. Let's answer some questions while I'm here. So we have Looking Good, Pal. Jim, Gene Chapman, you're not looking so bad yourself. I can't wait for the launch of the She Omnibus. Thank you, Comics Legend. Yes, the She Omnibus will be a nice big full color book. That we were proposing that will be part of our October 2020 campaign. We have 3 campaigns in 2020. We have April, then we're going to have July, we think, or August, and then we have October. So if you guys wouldn't mind joining us, we'd love to have you. We'd be honored to have you. And they're all really special books. We're going to really rock and roll this summer and fall with some 90s badassery. And that's going to be friggin' cool. I'm so excited for those 2 projects. I posted a little hint about it today. And stay tuned for that one. So, do you think there's a market for World War II story comics, El Gargoyle? Unfortunately, I don't. That is my dream, is to tell stories like that. I love drawing, beautiful women and samurai and things like that. But what I really love to draw is, Spitfires and P-51 Mustangs and Tiger tanks and paratroopers and all. And I love World War II stories, but it just doesn't seem that there's much of a comics market. I think if you do. I think if you do crowdfunding for that book, I think if you do an IndieGoGo or a Kickstarter, I think absolutely that there is a market for that. How it will sell, I'm not sure. I remember when Chuck Dixon and Gary Kwapitz did their Civil War stories, and they brought it to Civil War reenactments, thinking that these historians would love that, and they didn't. A lot of them didn't really care for comics; they looked down upon it. and that's sad. But, you know, DC Comics, hopefully we have something going on with DC Comics in 2020, you know, the end of 2020. A nice little sign is that the Sergeant Rock Lost Battalion, the book that won the Military Writers Society award for best, the gold medal, that is going to be shipped. It's going to be reprinted through DC with the Peace on Earth Sergeant Rock story that was in the DC Holiday Special, and that book is being reprinted. So hopefully there is a nice audience for that, and that book will do well. I contacted DC to actually see if I could purchase some from them directly so I can have them for conventions and all, and I've yet to hear from them. My buddy Vince. Bring that up with Jimmy. See if Jimmy could talk to our pal Vince. I know how busy Vince is, but last I checked, he hadn't gotten back to me. Steve, good to see you. How are you? All is well with us, of course. How's everything going with you? Would you ever bring Artie Bear on? Mickey Woods. Mickey, we had Artie Bear on, and I think Art is scheduled to come back on. I think Niall put him on he was a great guest. Art. He might have been on twice. I know Art was definitely on once. And he was a great guest. We love Artie Bear. I think he's an incredibly talented creator. I've always been a fan of his work from back in the 90s. And Art's great, and we definitely will have Art back on. He is a lot of fun. He's a great guest. Art is a great guest. Who else have we had? Aaron Lopresti was a great guest. Aaron had these great stories. You know, EVS, of course, is a great guest. And we're going to start bringing on some more fun, more creators. Lots of stuff. We're branching out. We have a Legends series. We plan to have the immortal Joe Sinnott on our show. Alan Bellman, Larry Hama. And I'll see Larry this weekend. He had agreed to come on to our show when I saw him in December. But we're also going to start doing our cosplay shows. Have gotten a lot of excitement, a lot of really great feedback. So, I mean, cosplaying is a huge part of the business now, comics. So we're going to start having cosplayers on with Jen Van Damsel. Will be our co-host on that. And talking to a lot of cosplayers. And that's a lot of fun, always seeing them and seeing the ins and outs, the goods and the bads of cosplaying. Because though it is, and these people are amazingly creative artists in their own right, and the work they do to build these costumes from scratch, and many times they look better than the ones that are in the TV and the films. Definitely the ones in the films on the TV. Some of them look so cheesy, horrible. So, but yeah, it is too bad about the war stories. It sucks. I love war stories. I have a war story comic. I think we're going to have in 2021 coming out, Company Z. And that's what I hope to be my very first feature film. So we'll see. We have two She crowdfunding books coming out in 2021. Looking at the schedule, I think Zombie Sama 2 from John Brolia probably will be out for 2021, early 2021, just because of it's over 100 pages. And John is doing all that work. But it's up to John. If he can get it out in 2020, we'll do that. If not, we'll save it for 2021. And we're introducing a new creative property, a new IP in 2021. I also have through IndieGoGo this June, I think it is, will be Miss Fury, the Joy Division through Dynamite. That's coming out. So we're really excited about that one too. We just have to get our artist is finishing up a major book right now, and once she is done with that, we will get her going, you know, and we'll get her script pages, and I'm so excited for that. And that is a World War II story, Steve. So it's a great story. It deals with, if you've ever heard, a lot of people know of the band Joy Division, but what people don't know about what the Joy Divisions was in World War II, when the Nazis occupied all these countries, they took the Jewish women out of the ghettos. And they brought them to a major camp. This was the first thing. And if you went to the gates on the left, if women looked a certain way, they went to the gates to the left. If they looked another certain way, they went to the gates to the right. The gates to the left were the work camps, where they were literally worked and starved to death. The camps to the right, that the German officers and these women, you know, these female German officers felt were the more comely, the more beautiful of the girls bringing in. The young ones, some of them as young as 11 years old, some of them as old as 40. I mean, these beautiful women. And they were literally turned into sex slaves for the German army, most primarily the SS. And the things they did to these poor women, these women suffered a fate worse than death. And this is the story with Miss Fury. It's called The Joy Division. And what the story is how Marla Drake is sent to Germany to capture the head of the Joy Division, which will be one of the famous characters in Miss Fury lore. And but she doesn't just capture this particular colonel, who's now a general, and bring him back, because she can't kill him. She has to capture him and bring him back for war crimes. The war is coming to an end. It's late 1944, and or 1945. I'm not sure what I did. 44 or 45. It's 44. So what we have though is she not only captures or tries to capture or kills, I can't give it away, but what she ends up doing is liberating the women of the Joy Division and turning them into the Black Furies. And they become like this female Inglorious Bastards, and they start hunting the Nazis. It's a really great story. It's an important story, but we treat the story of the Holocaust and the history of the Joy Division with the utmost respect. And that's why the book was initially released through Dynamite, and the story just grew in such importance that we felt that it needed a prestige format. It needed a better release, a wider release, and that's why we're doing it through IndieGoGo. So, wait a minute. El Gargoyle, your grandfather was a flying tiger? Oh my gosh. Do you see that print right behind me? I have this print by John Shaw called By Dawn's Early Light. And that features, the flying tiger. It's about a raid by P-40s. Let me move the light so you guys can see it, or let me see if I can light it up. Can you guys see? So this is, and it's signed by, I have about, I don't know, what is it, 25, 30? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 40 of the surviving flying tigers. I think I purchased that. Oh man, it's got to be 20 years ago. But I have Tex Hill, who's very famous fighter pilot. But a lot of these heroes signed this, and these guys are my heroes. So I have them, and it's amazing, by John, a great painter. The print is, there's only 850 of them. This is 64. And it shows this raid on, I think these are Oscars. The Japanese, they're not Zeros, because the Flying Tigers never confronted Zeros. So, and then I have my other heroes over here. If I can take this cam, and we'll throw it up here. And we'll, let's see if I can take this one. Let's see. Come on. I gotta do that. But I have the Tuskegee Airmen signed by, oh man, maybe 15 Tuskegee Airmen. And there's my F4U. And there's my bow. We'll do a studio tour. So that's that. Huzzah. Tally-ho and oh. So, yeah, so that's that. But I love the story of the Flying Tigers. I would love to do a movie. There's great romance and things like that took place in the Flying Tigers. And, a lot of them ended up, of course, they were assimilated back into the Army Air Corps. But you had Patty Boyington, who was a Marine. They had Navy and Marine aviators as well with it. And oh, man, dude, we got to hook up. I'd love to meet you. If I haven't met you already, El Gargoyle, I'd love to meet with you and, man, drink and talk about this, because I could talk about this all night. It's really, truly my passion. I'm reading a great book right now called Thunder in the Argonne about the American Expeditionary Forces that fought in the Argonne Forest, really, and helped win the war. It was amazing, this influx of doughboys that came in. But you see the folly of war, and you see how Pershing, who was a lieutenant in the Spanish-American War, he refused the lessons of that were trying that by the French and the British were telling me that you don't do frontal assaults, and a lot of these poor guys and anyone who served in the service, in the infantry, like I was, and I'd say, hey, Colonel, hey, Bobby, hello, Lieutenant, sorry, good to see you, Bobby Wingate. Speaking of American heroes, right here, and. You see just the futility of war and the folly of war, but Pershing felt that the American soldier was worth 10 Germans, and they really weren't trained well enough. I mean, you had the 82nd, the All-American Division, and the 77th and the 1st Division. They were, they had gotten some combat experience, but a lot of the others, the 35th, the 40th, etc., these things probably don't mean anything to half of you guys or 90% of you. But a lot of these soldiers were trained. They were just drilled, and they drilled for 6 weeks or so, and they were sent over. They were sent over without weapons, and it's incredible what they and they use them for cannon fodder, and but something happened during this battle. If you had all of these farm boys and stuff like these Americans who had hunted their whole lives. They were raised with rifles in their hands, like Alvin York of the All-American Division of the 82nd, and what they did and how they turned the tide. And the Germans had never seen anything like it. And it's an amazing testament to the bravery and the fortitude of the American fighting man in World War I. And the lessons learned, that about that war. And, you go into a war that they're using 19th century tactics in a 20th century war. And if anyone's seen the brilliant 1917, the film, Sam Mendes' new film, what heart-wrenching. I took the boys to go see it. Debbie didn't want to go see it last Friday. We took Friday night. Me and the boys went to go see it. And it was great because the theater was packed, and I had tears in my eyes at the end. Matthew did. He was bawling, my little guy. And, he's one that, he wants to be a soldier. And I'm like, absolutely not. Join the Air Force. He's very smart. Get your engineering degree, be an engineer, be an officer, be an attorney. He's kind of going back and forth whether he wants to practice law or be an attorney. He's 13 years old. But, he's not going to be in the infantry. I'd rather, I don't want him to be in the Army or the Marine Corps as a father and been there. It sucks. He's too smart for that. Be an officer, but now he wants to be a Green Beret, all this stuff. So, what are you going to do? You can't stop them. When they get to a certain age, you got to let them go. But we got plenty of time for that. So, hopefully he'll want to be anything but a comic book artist. So, you are the mess. You got to be kidding me. All the way, my friend. Hey, David Hickman, my buddy Dave Hickman from the Army. Met David Hickman in Fort Benning in August of 1990. Sand Hill. For anyone who's been there, it was good to see you, bro. Hickman was only 17 years old. And then he turned 18 during basic training, I think, was it? Or AIT or jump school, I don't know. And he never told anybody. You should have told us. We would have had fun with you. But good to see you, brother Hickman. Hickman's got a lot of fun adventures. You got to hear his stories. So it's good to see you, bro. That's 30 years ago, Hickman. I've known you for almost 30 years, pal. Boy, we've had some fun, huh? So good to see you, bro. So that's that. Infantry all the way. So, anyway, Clayton Merwin. Hey, Billy, any idea here's an idea for a big stretch goal. A 24-karat solid gold etched She Return the Warrior precious metal collectible trading card. For $100,000 stretch goal. How much is a 24-karat solid gold etched She trade? I mean, that's got to be more, the whole point of having it was during AIT. Who's calling me? Scala is calling me. 24 hours. You know what? Clayton, send Debbie a message. Hang on. Scala, Tucci, I'm live.
You're live?
I'm live, bro. Say hello.
All right. Well, I was gonna see if you could jump in on the test.
I can jump in. I can finish up here, and I will jump in. And we'll do that $1,500 an ounce, JP. Give me a minute, all right? I'll jump in Stream Deck. All right, bye. Yeah, that seems like, maybe if you make $1 million, you can do a trading card like that. The whole point is that, we went crazy with our stretch goals, and my wife is going crazy because it looks like we're making, we're doing really well with the money, but our stretch goals are so expensive. And Brian Polito's like, dude, your stretch goals are only supposed to be like 50 cents each. And we're like, nah, let's hit with another stretch goal. So, what's in the, again, lesson learned. Who knew we were going to keep doing with these stretch goals? But I think for Hotaru, we'll do $10,000 stretch goals because they did come fast, but we made some really expensive ones with those metallic, silver metallic trading cards, which is on cardstock, but you got to print it on cardstock, the silver metallic, and those ain't cheap. And then the extra long card, and that was even more money. So I'm going to get going because I'm going to talk to Niall, but I'm watching the New York Islander hockey game, and they're about to do the national anthem, and I've got to stand. So thank you all. I will see you guys out there. Anyone in Albuquerque, if you guys are out west, come and join me and James Sanchez. We'll be there all weekend. We're going to have a great time. I'm bringing some books. I'm bringing sketch covers. I will be sketching all weekend, and I'll be working at night. And Sanchez, maybe we can hit a liquor store and get some wine or something or some scotch, and we could sit and order in some food, and I could work at night. We could just chill out and drink. So like we did last time. So everyone have a great day. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting us. If you guys can please share the IndieGoGo, the campaign right now. Again, we are closing in on $70,000 on IndieGoGo, and we're closing in on $140,000 total. And you ain't seen nothing yet. So you guys rock and roll. I will see you guys soon. Jay, I'll see you next week. JP, and we'll bring this in. We'll bring the computer in and get it all upgraded. So you guys have a great one. Thank you. Let's play a little bit of Billy Don't Be a Hero. Let's see if I can get that going. I love that. This song, my sister makes me cry with this song. All right, guys, I'll see you later, all right? Thanks a lot. Go home. Go. Why are you still here? Get out of here. Go. Goodbye. Good to play the national anthem. Come on. Islanders Rangers. Let's go Islanders.